Step into the captivating world of one of history's greatest artists, Michelangelo, in this immersive video biography. From his early years in Florence to his iconic works in Rome, discover the man behind the masterpieces. Explore the passion, creativity, and indomitable spirit that shaped his legendary career, leaving an indelible mark on the art world. Michelangelo's journey into the world of art began with an insatiable curiosity that was nurtured against the odds. From a tender age, he found himself entranced by the works of Giotto and Masaccio. Even though his family could hardly fathom his fascination with painting. Within the walls of his home, he was often met with scolding for daring to chase such an unconventional dream. It was the Medici family, with their astute recognition of young Michelangelo's exceptional talent, who played a pivotal role in shaping his destiny. They managed to persuade his father, against his initial reservations, to grant his son the opportunity to pursue his passion for art. This early support set the stage for a remarkable artistic journey. At the tender age of 13, Michelangelo embarked on formal painting studies under the guidance of the accomplished artist, Domenico Ghirlandaio. It marked the beginning of his formal education in the world of artistry. However, it was at the age of 14 that he would come under the nurturing care of the Medici family. An invaluable opportunity for a budding artist. Under the Medici's patronage, Michelangelo delved into the masterpieces of the legendary Donatello, learning and drawing inspiration from the great sculptor's works through the guidance of Bertrand di Giovanni. It was a transformative experience that would set the stage for his own artistic legacy. But let's rewind a bit and delve into the early life of this creative genius. Michelangelo, the sculptor who would later captivate the world with his masterpieces, was born in the quaint town of Caprese, nestled near the vibrant city of Florence, Italy. His journey to becoming an artistic luminary was anything but conventional. At the tender age of 6, his life took an unusual turn. His mother, who had raised him, left his side for a decade, entrusting him to the care of a nanny. This nanny had a husband who had an unusual profession. He was a stonemason, a man whose life revolved around rocks. In a twist of fate, Michelangelo's childhood became a tapestry woven with stones, as he spent his early years playing with these rugged, inanimate companions. As he grew older, Michelangelo found himself reunited with his father in Florence. Yet, his father's interests could not have been more different. He was engrossed in the world of commerce and industry, a world that flourished in the bustling heart of Florence. The artists of the time faced a challenging reality: art was not as esteemed as other professions. And this fact dismayed Michelangelo's father. In his father's eyes, his son's penchant for painting was nothing but folly. The world was moving forward with trade and industry, and artists were undervalued. The elder Buonarroti vehemently opposed Michelangelo's pursuit of art. Nevertheless, Michelangelo's spirit was unyielding, and his father, realizing that his child was unwavering in his artistic aspirations, knew that he had to relent. In a gesture that mixed reluctance with parental love, Michelangelo's father grudgingly agreed to allow his son to follow his heart. However, it came with a condition, a stern admonition that Michelangelo would have to face hardships on this unconventional path. In his initial year of art school, he became a disciple of a renowned artist in Florence, signaling a significant step forward in his artistic journey. Despite years of learning the craft, Michelangelo couldn't help but feel that there was more to art than what he had experienced thus far. The fire of creativity burned within him, pushing him to explore uncharted territories of imagination and skill. At the tender age of 13, Michelangelo embarked on formal painting studies under the guidance of the accomplished artist Domenico Ghirlandaio. It marked the beginning of his formal education in the world of artistry. However, it was at the age of 14 that he would come under the nurturing care of the Medici family. An invaluable opportunity for a budding artist. Under the Medici's patronage, Michelangelo delved into the masterpieces of the legendary Donatello, learning and drawing inspiration from the great sculptor's works through the guidance of Bertrand di Giovanni. It was a transformative experience that would set the stage for his own artistic legacy. But let's rewind a bit and delve into the early life of this creative genius. Michelangelo, the sculptor who would later captivate the world with his masterpieces, was born in the quaint town of Caprese, nestled near the vibrant city of Florence, Italy. His journey to becoming an artistic luminary was anything but conventional. At the tender age of 6, his life took an unusual turn. His mother, who had raised him, left his side for a decade, entrusting him to the care of a nanny. This nanny had a husband who had an unusual profession. He was a stonemason, a man whose life revolved around rocks. In a twist of fate, Michelangelo's childhood became a tapestry woven with stones, as he spent his early years playing with these rugged, inanimate companions. In a gesture that mixed reluctance with parental love, Michelangelo's father grudgingly agreed to allow his son to follow his heart. However, it came with a condition, a stern admonition that Michelangelo would have to face hardships on this unconventional path. In his initial year of art school, he became a disciple of a renowned artist in Florence, signaling a significant step forward in his artistic journey. Despite years of learning the craft, Michelangelo couldn't help but feel that there was more to art than what he had experienced thus far. The fire of creativity burned within him, pushing him to explore uncharted territories of imagination and skill. As Michelangelo's artistic journey continued, he found himself at a crossroads. His initial foray into the world of painting left him with a nagging feeling that perhaps it wasn't his true calling. Sculpture beckoned to him with an irresistible allure, a siren's song that he couldn't ignore. Taking a leap of faith, Michelangelo decided to step away from the art shop for a month. During this soul-searching hiatus, he came to a profound realization: sculpture was his destiny, his path to artistic greatness. With newfound determination, he returned to the world of chisels and marble, ready to sculpt his future. In the midst of this pivotal moment in Michelangelo's life, fate brought 3 exceptional talents to his doorstep. These budding geniuses, drawn by Michelangelo's reputation, sought him out as their mentor. They were constantly reminded of the weighty legacy of the other Michelangelo, the one who had become an art expert. As Michelangelo took these 3 young protégés under his wing, he felt a profound sense of responsibility. He knew that he had to live up to the name and reputation he had carved for himself as an artist. Teaching and nurturing the talents of these young artists became a labor of love. Meanwhile, another remarkable development unfolded in Florence. Natalie, a gifted sculptor whose talent radiated like a beacon, caught the eye of Lorenzo de' Medici, the esteemed ruler of the city. Lorenzo, a patron of the arts, recognized Natalie's potential and decided to support her by establishing an art school called Café Rotoldo. Lorenzo took a hands-on approach to this endeavor. He oversaw the work at the school. And his sister, Zero, who possessed exceptional artistic talent herself, played a pivotal role in shaping the school's culture and curriculum. It was under their guidance that Natalie's talent flourished, and her sculptures began to grace the streets of Florence. In a gesture that would forever change Michelangelo's life, Lorenzo de' Medici, known as a man of immense curiosity and diverse interests, adopted Michelangelo as his own son. It was a profound honor that Michelangelo couldn't have foreseen during his early struggles as an artist. Lorenzo was more than just a patron, he was a mentor and a source of inspiration for Michelangelo. The ruler of Florence had a passion for sculpture that rivaled his other pursuits, including his deep fascination with the figure of Jesus. In his sprawling garden, Lorenzo adorned the landscape with the finest marble, offering young artists a canvas on which to unleash their creative energies. Under the nurturing embrace of the Medici family, Michelangelo thrived. He dined on exquisite cuisine, donned the finest clothes, and enjoyed the privilege of a lavish lifestyle. But it wasn't just about the comforts of life, it was about the education he received. Lorenzo and his family not only fed and clothed their protégés but also provided them with unparalleled instruction. Within this elite environment, Michelangelo honed his compositional skills, delving deeper into the art of sculpture with each passing day. Academics and prefects guided him through a curriculum designed for the most promising talents, ensuring that he received the best education Florence could offer. Yet, even amidst the abundance of his new life, Michelangelo remained grounded. He confided in a friend named Pietro, whether to seek advice or simply to share his journey. However, as happens in life, there were moments of discord. Michelangelo's words, perhaps perceived as boasting, led to a heated altercation, resulting in his precious parcel being broken multiple times. Michelangelo's artistic odyssey was marked by both triumphs and challenges. But through it all, he continued to sculpt his legacy, striving to become a master of his craft. During those turbulent times, Michelangelo bore the weight of a peculiar burden, a nose that had fallen from grace during a heated altercation. It was a constant reminder of a moment of discord that would linger as a complex for the rest of his life. Michelangelo, ever introspective, often mused that had he left a monumental mark on his face, he might have relished the story and shared it with anyone who would listen. But alas, the missing nose remained his silent witness to that fateful encounter. For a few years, he carried on in this manner, navigating life's ebbs and flows, until fate intervened once again. The Medici family, his patrons and protectors, faced a major crisis with the passing of their patriarch. A young, untested scion, the monarch of Florence, now held the reins of power. Piero de' Medici, the last successor in a long line of influential family members, found himself ill-equipped to handle the intricate web of politics and power. In the midst of this turmoil, Michelangelo sought solace in the embrace of alcohol. Driven by his inner demons, he embarked on a nomadic existence, drifting from place to place, eventually finding himself in the enchanting city of Venice. As the situation in Florence began to stabilize under Piero de' Medici's governance, Michelangelo received a call that beckoned him to return to the city that had once been his artistic haven. Florence was once again blooming, and Michelangelo was eager to be a part of its resurgence. However, upon his return, Michelangelo stumbled upon a curious opportunity. He learned that the Medici family intended to sell a statue of Pitt at a staggering price, one that would suggest it had been freshly excavated from the earth's bosom. This piqued his curiosity, and he decided to explore further. Driven by mischievous impulse and a hint of mischief, Michelangelo buried the slumbering Cupid statue in the ground, giving it the appearance of a weathered, ancient Greek masterpiece. With the statue transformed into an archaeological relic, he discreetly handed it over to a Roman antiquarian. The statue eventually found its way into the hands of Cardinal Riario, a priest with a penchant for collecting ancient Greek sculptures. Yet, upon inspecting the work, the cardinal sensed something amiss. The facial expression on the sculpture didn't align with what he expected from an ancient Greek masterpiece. Instead of displaying the usual intensity, Cupid seemed to exude a sense of peaceful slumber. Intrigued and determined to uncover the truth, Cardinal Riario sought out the sculptor responsible for this enigmatic work. Michelangelo, cornered and confronted with his ruse, admitted to being the creator of the statue. The cardinal, however, was unfazed, showering Michelangelo with praise for his extraordinary talent. Despite his initial reluctance, Michelangelo found himself caught in a strange dance of art and intrigue with the cardinal. Riario refused to relinquish the sculpture, citing Michelangelo's youthful genius and unparalleled skill. The cardinal's eccentricities extended to his perceptions of Michelangelo, likening the artist's drunken, hazy demeanor to an unwanted stain on a pristine canvas. Michelangelo's life was a tapestry woven with threads of artistic brilliance, deception, and the unpredictable whims of those he encountered. As he navigated this labyrinthine journey, he continued to sculpt his destiny, leaving an indelible mark on the world of art. Michelangelo found himself with little choice but to part ways with the sculpture of Cupid, surrendering it to the market for a price. It was a bittersweet farewell to a work he had crafted with both artistry and cunning. Yet, fate had more surprises in store for him. A French ambassador, who happened to be present during discussions about the sculpture, took notice of Michelangelo's talent. This ambassador was in need of a masterpiece to adorn a tomb, and Michelangelo's artistic prowess caught his eye. It was a fortuitous turn of events, as Michelangelo embarked on the monumental task of creating a work that would become an enduring legacy. The result of this endeavor was the creation of the L'Angelo et Pietà Award, a testament to Michelangelo's unparalleled skill and dedication. People marveled at the beauty and emotional depth of the sculpture, showering praise upon the masterpiece. However, strangely, they seemed indifferent to the identity of the artist behind the work. In fact, there were rumors circulating that the sculpture had been created by someone else entirely. Feeling overshadowed by his own creation, Michelangelo took a daring step. In the hushed hours of dawn, he clandestinely etched his name onto the shoulder strap of the Virgin within the sculpture. In a society where religion held immense significance, it was audacious to mark one's name on such a sacred figure, even if it was the artist's own work. The act was seen as unconventional, if not sacrilegious. However, fate has its own way of delivering lessons. As Michelangelo watched the cathedral undergo transformation and gazed at the heavens one night, he was struck by the sheer beauty of the sky. He realized that, in all his artistic endeavors, he had failed to leave his signature on the creations of nature. It was a moment of profound reflection, and he felt a deep sense of remorse for his impulsive act of carving his name on the Virgin's chest. In that moment of clarity, he made a solemn vow never to repeat such an action, to never leave his name on any work of art again. His humility and reverence for the creative process were rekindled. With the Pietà, Michelangelo ascended to the status of a star in the firmament of Rome's artistic world. The acclaim and recognition he received propelled him to new heights. Yet, despite his newfound fame, he eventually returned to his beloved Florence, where he would continue to shape the world of art with his extraordinary talents. Michelangelo's journey was one of artistic triumphs, personal reflection, and unwavering dedication to his craft. His legacy, defined not only by his masterful sculptures but also by the lessons he learned along the way, would continue to inspire generations of artists to come. During a time when the Medici family was flourishing, a dramatic turn of events unfolded, one that would forever alter the course of Michelangelo's life and the political landscape of Florence. Michelangelo played an unexpected role in the overthrow of the Medicis, leading to the establishment of a republic. For his instrumental role in this transformation, the government of Florence chose to commemorate Michelangelo. In the wake of these monumental changes, Michelangelo embarked on a quest to create a work of art that would stand as a testament to this transformative period. Over the course of 3 years, he painstakingly crafted what would become one of his most iconic sculptures, David. David, in this context, referred to the young king of Israel from the Bible. The sculpture depicted the moment when David, a mere youth, confronted the formidable giant of the enemy army, Goliath, and felled him with a single, well-aimed stone. The sculpture captured the essence of this Old Testament narrative, freezing in time the fiery determination in David's eyes just before the decisive battle. However, David was not just a masterpiece of art, it was also a work of political commentary. Michelangelo's creation subtly criticized the Medici family, a daring act considering he had been nurtured and supported by them. This complexity posed a challenge for Michelangelo as he navigated his artistic journey. The Florentine government recognized the potential controversy surrounding David and understood the need for transparency. They closely monitored Michelangelo's work on the sculpture, aware of its political implications. In 1505, while passing through Florence, Pope Julius II, who harbored grand ambitions for the renovation of the old St. Peter's Basilica in Rome, summoned Michelangelo to the Eternal City. It was a pivotal moment in Michelangelo's career, as he was called upon to contribute his immense talents to the grand project of rebuilding one of the most sacred and iconic structures in Christendom. This beckoning from Pope Julius II would lead Michelangelo to Rome, where he would undertake some of his most celebrated works, forever leaving an indelible mark on the world of art and architecture. His journey continued to be shaped by the interplay of art, politics, and faith, making him one of the most influential figures in the history of Western art. Michelangelo indeed possessed a strong-willed and sometimes challenging personality. He was known for his stubbornness and a fiery disposition that often led to clashes with those around him. However, beneath this exterior was an artist driven by idealism and an unwavering determination to push the boundaries of art. In contrast to Michelangelo's upbringing, Leonardo da Vinci's childhood faced its own set of challenges. Leonardo was born out of wedlock, which, in his time, carried a certain societal stigma. This likely presented difficulties for him in some ways, as he navigated the complexities of his early life. Michelangelo, on the other hand, enjoyed a tremendous opportunity to immerse himself in the world of art from a young age. His father recognized his exceptional talent and, when Michelangelo was just 13 years old, sent him to study in a workshop in Florence. It was there that Michelangelo's artistic journey began to take shape. However, the most pivotal moment in Michelangelo's early life occurred when he crossed paths with Lorenzo de' Medici, the influential head of the Medici family. Lorenzo was a patron of the arts who invested heavily in supporting artists of the time. Michelangelo's talent and sculptural skills caught Lorenzo's discerning eye, leaving a lasting impression. Impressed by the young artist's abilities, Lorenzo extended to Michelangelo a special treatment that resembled being adopted into the Medici family. This relationship with the Medicis provided Michelangelo with a unique platform to flourish as an artist. The Medici household was richly adorned with ancient works of art and a treasure trove of books, offering Michelangelo unrestricted access to these sources of inspiration. This unparalleled privilege allowed Michelangelo to roam freely amidst the wealth of artistic heritage and knowledge, studying drawings and books at his leisure. It was an environment that nurtured his creativity, enabling him to explore, learn, and grow as an artist. Michelangelo's journey, fully supported by the Medici family, brought him to Rome when he was just 21 years old. It was in Rome that he created a masterpiece of Renaissance sculpture, the Pietà, a work that would cement his reputation as a legendary artist and continue to captivate hearts for centuries. The term Pietà translates to mercy or have mercy and embodies the profound theme of the Virgin Mary mourning while cradling the lifeless body of Jesus Christ, taken down from the cross. This extraordinary sculpture now finds its home in St. Peter's Basilica within the Vatican in Rome. The enduring allure of Michelangelo's Pietà lies in its exquisite delicacy. It is a testament to the artist's unparalleled precision in depicting the human form. The sculpted body of Jesus Christ, with its meticulously rendered muscles and skeleton, exudes an astonishing realism. The sculpture seems to come alive, as if the flesh is pushed and molded by the very hands of God. Michelangelo's mastery lies in his ability to capture the essence of life within stone, conveying the human form with an astonishing degree of precision and authenticity. It's as if he took a giant canvas and molded it with such finesse that every detail, from the muscles to the contours of the body, appears to be painted on with extraordinary precision. The initial reaction to the Pietà was a mixture of awe and controversy. Some viewers marveled at its greatness, recognizing it as a monumental work of art. However, there was also debate about the size of Jesus' gift to Mary. Some felt it was too small upon first glance. Michelangelo, however, crafted the Pietà with a specific perspective in mind. It was designed to be viewed from above, not by the general public, but by God Himself, who watches over all. When one compares Michelangelo's Pietà to earlier works from the Middle Ages, the leap in artistic mastery becomes evident. It's as if the viewer has jumped forward in time by hundreds of years. The emotion conveyed in the faces of the figures tells the story. In medieval wooden Pietà sculptures, The sorrow and pain of a mother who has lost her child are expressed with raw intensity. In contrast, Michelangelo's Pietà emanates a profound sense of quietude, where grief is portrayed with a subdued, almost tranquil demeanor. This timeless masterpiece transcends the boundaries of time and culture, touching the hearts of all who gaze upon it. Michelangelo's Pietà is a testament to the enduring power of art to convey the depths of human emotion and spirituality, making it one of the most revered sculptures in the history of art. Indeed, Michelangelo's artistic prowess was nothing short of remarkable, especially considering his age when he created the Pietà at just 24 years old. What set his sculptures apart from those of his contemporaries was his deep understanding of human anatomy. Michelangelo's fascination with anatomy was fueled by the privileges he enjoyed while residing in the Medici family's mansion. During this time, his passion for the subject blossomed. Anatomy, for Michelangelo, was not merely a matter of academic curiosity, it was an obsession. He longed to explore the intricacies of the human body, from the muscles and bones to the intricate network of veins and minute connections, in an effort to perfect his artistic expression. Before embarking on the creation of the Pietà, Michelangelo had a unique opportunity to dissect a human body in Bologna. It was a time when preservation methods were rudimentary, and bodies had to be dissected swiftly to prevent decomposition. Despite the challenging conditions, Michelangelo approached this task with unwavering dedication and a singular focus on understanding the human form. His relentless pursuit of anatomical knowledge allowed him to create sculptures that were not just artistically beautiful but also anatomically precise. The depth of his understanding of the human body, both inside and out, enabled him to imbue his sculptures with an unparalleled realism. Michelangelo's sculptures seemed to breathe with life, capturing the essence of the human form in all its complexity. What truly sets Michelangelo apart as a genius is not only his profound anatomical knowledge but also his innovative working methods. In his time, sculptors typically employed chisels and sledgehammers to carve marble from all directions, chipping away until the desired form emerged. Michelangelo, however, approached sculpting in an entirely different manner. He believed that the sculpture already existed within the block of marble, his task was merely to release it. Instead of hacking away randomly, he meticulously studied the marble, visualized the sculpture within, and then carefully removed the excess stone to reveal the masterpiece hidden within. This method allowed him to create sculptures that felt as if they had emerged naturally from the marble, a testament to his unparalleled talent and vision. Michelangelo's commitment to anatomy and innovative sculpting techniques not only set him apart from his peers but also established him as one of the greatest artists in history. His ability to marry artistic expression with scientific precision remains a source of inspiration for artists and admirers alike, ensuring that his legacy endures through the ages. Michelangelo's approach to sculpting can indeed be likened to carving ice, but it was a far more intricate and deliberate process. His method was characterized by a unique perspective that set him apart as a sculptor of exceptional vision and talent. When faced with a block of marble, Michelangelo didn't merely see it as a blank canvas awaiting his chisel. Instead, he envisioned the sculpture hidden within, as if it were an angel trapped within the stone's confines. To him, the act of sculpting was not about adding material but about liberating the form that already existed within the marble. He believed that by removing the excess stone, he could set the sculpture free, allowing the angel inside to emerge. This perspective fundamentally altered the way Michelangelo approached his work. It was a profound shift in the way he looked at the medium of marble, and it yielded sculptures that seemed to transcend the limitations of the material. His sculptures exuded a sense of inherent life, as if they had always existed in their current form. Michelangelo's reputation as a sculptor grew exponentially with each masterpiece he created using this innovative approach. His work garnered acclaim and solidified his status as one of the preeminent artists of his time. However, as Michelangelo's career continued to flourish, a significant turning point loomed on the horizon. Upon hearing of the existence of an incredibly massive block of marble in Florence, Michelangelo felt a powerful pull to return to the city that had once nurtured his artistic talents. Coincidentally, around the same time, Leonardo da Vinci, who had spent 17 years in Milan, also returned to Florence. This convergence of two artistic giants marked the beginning of a fateful confrontation between these two masters, an encounter that would leave an indelible mark on the history of art and culture. The historical records suggest that there was a significant age gap of 23 years between Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo. This substantial difference in age, coupled with their contrasting personalities and artistic preferences, led to a complex and sometimes contentious relationship characterized by mutual dislike and disdain. Leonardo held painting in the highest regard among the various genres of art and believed it to be the pinnacle of artistic expression. His work in fields such as anatomy, engineering, and scientific observation complemented his painting, reflecting a comprehensive approach to art and science. In contrast, Michelangelo, with his unwavering pride and confidence, considered himself primarily a sculptor. He had a deep commitment to the medium of sculpture and dedicated himself to perfecting his craft. This fundamental difference in artistic focus set the stage for their rivalry. Each artist believed passionately in the supremacy of their chosen art form, leading to a clash of artistic tendencies. Their first recorded encounter in Florence unfolded as a battle of words, highlighting the tension between these two artistic giants. Leonardo, dressed in elegant attire, was strolling through the Piazza della Florence with a friend when they came across a group of people engaged in a discussion while reading the 19th verse of Dante, the renowned Florentine poet. Curious, the onlookers asked Leonardo to offer his insights into the verse. In response, Leonardo suggested that his friend might be better equipped to explain Dante's work. This public statement by Leonardo, implying that his companion was more knowledgeable, may have been perceived as a subtle slight. Coincidentally, at that very moment, Michelangelo happened to be passing by. Hearing Leonardo's comments, he may have interpreted them as a form of ridicule or condescension. This encounter left Michelangelo feeling cynical and embittered, setting the stage for a rivalry that would define their interactions in the years to come. The clash of egos and artistic philosophies between Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo remains one of the most enduring and captivating aspects of art history, a testament to the complex nature of creative genius and human relationships. After the initial confrontation in the Piazza della Florence, Michelangelo found himself deeply embarrassed and at a loss for words. His pride had taken a hit, leaving him in a state of discomfiture. However, the rivalry between these two artistic giants continued to escalate. The catalyst for the deepening conflict was Michelangelo's famous statue of David. Commissioned by the government of Florence, the statue depicted the biblical hero David, who triumphed over the giant Goliath. At the time, the subject of David was immensely popular in Florence, and many sculptors had previously rendered David as a victorious angel standing atop the defeated Goliath. However, Michelangelo's approach to this iconic figure was markedly different. 3 years after receiving the commission, Michelangelo unveiled his version of David in 1504. This David was unlike any that had come before. Instead of depicting David as a boy, Michelangelo portrayed him as a mature, adult man who seemed poised for battle. David's face was turned to the left, suggesting he was gazing at his enemy, and his right hand showed signs of readiness with a red hue. Michelangelo's David exuded a sense of masculinity and self-assuredness. It was clear that this portrayal was the result of extensive self-exploration through his studies of human anatomy. This rendering of David departed from convention and presented a more mature and confident version of the biblical hero. The unveiling of Michelangelo's David not only marked a significant departure from previous depictions but also intensified the rivalry between him and Leonardo da Vinci. Their contrasting artistic philosophies and Michelangelo's innovative approach to sculpting served as a point of contention in the art world of Florence, fueling the fires of their rivalry and shaping the course of their interactions in the years to come. Michelangelo's approach to creating the sculpture of David was indeed influenced by the idea of perspective, as well as his deep reverence for human nudity as a pure expression of the human form. And this was rooted in his religious beliefs. For Michelangelo, human nudity represented the most unadulterated and direct way to convey the human experience. He believed that the human body, in its natural state, was a reflection of God's divine creation. This perspective aligned with Michelangelo's deeply religious convictions, as he saw the human form as a divine creation in itself. The decision regarding where to place Michelangelo's David became a source of significant debate and concern among the Florentine leaders. Given the statue's significance as a symbol of Florence and the fact that it had been commissioned by the Florentine government, it was essential to determine an appropriate location for its display. To address this issue, a committee was formed to decide the placement of Michelangelo's David. Remarkably, Leonardo da Vinci was included in this committee, despite his somewhat marginalized status in Florentine society at the time. Michelangelo, as the artist behind the creation, believed that the sculpture should be prominently displayed in the Piazza della Signoria of Florence, the central square where most people congregated. He saw this as a reflection of his artistic intent. However, Leonardo held a different view. He may have considered the placement of the statue from a more pragmatic perspective, thinking that a less conspicuous location might help preserve the statue and prevent it from being damaged by the elements or other factors. Leonardo's vote against displaying the statue prominently in the square reflected his practical concerns and, in some interpretations, his desire to avoid drawing too much attention to it. His stance influenced the committee's decision, leading to the statue being placed in a more sheltered location. Ultimately, the debate over the statue's placement highlights not only the artistic rivalry between Michelangelo and Leonardo but also the complex considerations that went into the decision-making process, where practicality and artistic intent clashed in a moment of historical significance. The theory that wage differences played a role in fueling the rivalry between Michelangelo and Leonardo is an interesting perspective. It is known that Michelangelo received 400 florins for his work on the David statue, a sum significantly less than the 10,000 florins that a Florentine rubber worker could earn over the span of 100 years. Such a wage disparity might have left Michelangelo feeling undervalued for his artistic contributions. This context might have contributed to Michelangelo's desire to assert his artistic prowess and showcase his skills in the Battle of Cascina mural. By doing so, he could demonstrate his worth as an artist and perhaps seek recognition not only for his talent but also for his contributions to the city of Florence. The contrast in styles between Leonardo and Michelangelo further fueled their rivalry. Leonardo, in his depiction of the Battle of Anghiari, focused on conveying the chaos and brutality of battle through intricate details, facial expressions, and complex scenes that intertwined words and actions. His portrayal aimed to capture the sheer intensity and ferocity of the conflict. Michelangelo, on the other hand, chose to depict the Battle of Cascina, a battle scene with a different narrative. In his painting, he depicted a moment of urgency and chaos as soldiers hurriedly dressed for battle upon hearing the trumpet call. Michelangelo's approach emphasized the raw, human aspect of the soldiers' preparations, capturing the struggle and haste of the moment as they don their armor. Both artists sought to convey the essence of their chosen battle scenes, and their distinctive styles reflected their individual artistic perspectives. The competition between them, driven by their unique approaches and perhaps influenced by external factors like wages, intensified the rivalry and resulted in two iconic artworks that encapsulated the creative tension of their time. As the rivalry between Leonardo and Michelangelo played out, it led to some interesting dynamics and exchanges. While initially engaged in fierce competition, the two artists eventually adopted their own unique styles and focused on their respective fields of expertise. Leonardo, who had the opportunity to view Michelangelo's work while painting the Battle of Anghiari, expressed criticism regarding Michelangelo's portrayal of human bodies. He pointed out that Michelangelo's rendering of the male figures lacked elegance, comparing them to a bag of walnuts rather than true human forms. Leonardo, who openly believed that painting was a higher form of art than sculpture, often made somewhat sarcastic remarks about Michelangelo's sculptures, such as thorns, battles, and sketches. It's true that in their respective fields, Leonardo excelled in painting, while Michelangelo's mastery lay in sculpture. Their artistic rivalry pushed them to explore their own talents and develop their unique approaches, ultimately contributing to their individual successes. While their direct competition may have ended without a clear victor, Leonardo and Michelangelo both left behind extraordinary contributions to the Renaissance. In 1503, while working on the Battle of Anghiari, Leonardo passed away at the age of 51. Following a commission to paint a portrait, he embarked on creating what would become the iconic Mona Lisa, now considered one of the most valuable works of art in history. The rivalry between these two great masters, while not settled decisively, left an indelible mark on the art world, producing a rich and enduring legacy of remarkable works that continue to captivate audiences and inspire artists to this day. The Mona Lisa has been hailed as a masterpiece for centuries due to its multifaceted and innovative qualities that encapsulate the Renaissance period's groundbreaking advancements in art. One remarkable aspect of the Mona Lisa is its portrayal of a woman that also carries elements of masculinity, creating a sense of dual gender representation. This dualistic quality is just one facet of the painting's complexity. One key reason behind the Mona Lisa's enduring status as a masterpiece lies in Leonardo da Vinci's mastery of the painting techniques that define the Renaissance era. The technique of sfumato, evident in this painting, employed the use of oil paints and hazy, undefined outlines to achieve a heightened level of realism. The sfumato technique allowed for the seamless blending of colors and transitions between light and shadow, contributing to the lifelike portrayal of the subject. Leonardo's meticulous attention to detail, such as the gradual darkening of certain facial features and the symmetrical composition of the landscape in the background, also adds to the painting's stability and realism. The use of a pyramid composition, where the subject is placed at the apex of an imaginary pyramid, contributes to the balanced and harmonious composition of the portrait. Furthermore, Leonardo's exploration of human anatomy significantly informed his artistic practice. He personally dissected over 30 corpses and meticulously recorded his findings. His anatomical studies, including his groundbreaking depiction of human teeth, revealed a deep understanding of the human body's structure and intricacies. This meticulous attention to detail extended to every aspect of his art, including the rendering of his subjects. The Mona Lisa's mastery of these Renaissance techniques, coupled with Leonardo's relentless pursuit of knowledge and attention to detail, contributed to the painting's reputation as one of the greatest portraits of all time. Its enduring appeal lies in its ability to capture the essence of the Renaissance era while transcending time and culture, making it a masterpiece that continues to captivate and inspire generations of art enthusiasts. Leonardo da Vinci's profound and mysterious smile in the Mona Lisa can be better understood by studying the anatomy of the lips and facial muscles. Leonardo conducted detailed studies of the muscles and nerves of the mouth to better grasp facial expressions. Additionally, he created multiple depictions of the human nose from both front and side views, showcasing his meticulous approach to understanding the human face. Leonardo firmly believed that painters should have a deep understanding of anatomy to accurately represent people. He dedicated himself to dissecting and studying the human body with the sole purpose of enhancing his ability to depict people realistically. Through these rigorous efforts, he was able to create the Mona Lisa as one of the finest works of the Renaissance. As for whether the Mona Lisa is considered a completed or unfinished work, there is some debate. Leonardo was known to have carried the painting with him and made modifications to it over time, indicating that he may have considered it a work in progress. Some art historians argue that the painting may have been left intentionally unfinished, while others believe it was completed to Leonardo's satisfaction. Regarding Michelangelo's work in Rome, he received a monumental commission from the Pope to paint the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel in the Vatican. Initially, Michelangelo was tasked with creating a tomb for the Pope, but the Pope later changed his mind and insisted that Michelangelo paint the ceiling instead. Michelangelo had little experience with the fresco technique required for the project and initially refused. However, the Pope persisted and requested drawings, eventually convincing Michelangelo to undertake the ambitious project. The collaboration between these two strong-willed individuals was challenging. The Pope grew increasingly dissatisfied with Michelangelo's delays, his tendency to lock the Sistine Chapel and keep the paintings hidden until they were complete, and his reluctance to adhere to agreed-upon timelines. There were also disputes over payment. In one particular confrontation, the Pope asked when the project would be completed, and Michelangelo replied insincerely, "It will happen when the time comes." This response did not sit well with the Pope, leading to further tension and dissatisfaction between them. The tension between Michelangelo and the Pope reached a point where physical violence was involved. The Pope, who walked with a cane due to his age, used his cane to strike Michelangelo during their disagreement. Despite his pride and anger, Michelangelo did not immediately leave Rome. He was concerned that there would be no one to continue the work on the Sistine Chapel ceiling once he departed. Before his departure, Michelangelo sent a servant to receive 500 ducats, ensuring that he would be compensated for his work. Despite the conflicts and disagreements with the Pope, Michelangelo remained committed to completing the ceiling painting of the Sistine Chapel. After 4 years of arduous work, he finally finished the monumental project. The Sistine Chapel ceiling painting is a historic masterpiece that depicts various scenes from the Bible. Notable among them is the depiction of God creating Adam and giving him life through the touch of their fingertips. A scene known for its iconic representation of the divine spark of creation. This painting is located on the central part of the ceiling and features a colossal figure of Adam, approximately 5 meters tall. One remarkable aspect of Michelangelo's work on the Sistine Chapel ceiling is the challenging logistics of painting a ceiling that is 20 meters high. To achieve this, Michelangelo painted while standing on a stool and leaning his head back to work on the ceiling above. This method required exceptional skill and endurance. Michelangelo's letter to a friend reveals the physical and emotional pain he experienced during the painting process. The immense effort and dedication he put into this project have made the Sistine Chapel ceiling one of the most renowned and revered artworks in the history of art. Michelangelo's work on the Sistine Chapel ceiling left him with physical ailments, including a swollen neck and boils. He likened these ailments to a skin disease seen in Lombardy cats that drink dirty water. The boils started on his stomach and eventually spread to his chin, causing discomfort and making it difficult for him to continue working. The physical toll of the work left him feeling miserable and unable to function as an artist. Regarding the description of the triangular border and the nude figure, it appears that Michelangelo was contemplating the nature of art and the perception of three-dimensional sculptures on a flat surface. The text suggests that the triangular border and the nude figure are actually drawings on a flat surface, highlighting the artist's ability to create the illusion of depth and dimension. At the age of 61, Michelangelo embarked on another significant project: the creation of the Last Judgment. This masterpiece depicts the final judgment of humanity as described in the Book of Revelation, where Jesus Christ appears to judge and divide humans into heaven and hell. The Last Judgment is considered one of Michelangelo's greatest achievements in Florentine art. In the realm of the divine, where the celestial and the infernal converge, an extraordinary masterpiece unfolds before our eyes. At the heart of this cosmic canvas stands Jesus Christ, the central figure around whom the entire universe revolves. This sublime portrayal of heaven and hell is a testament to the profound artistic genius of Michelangelo, who dared to envision the divine realm in his magnum opus, The Last Judgment. In this awe-inspiring painting, heaven takes its place above, radiant and resplendent, basking in the eternal light of divine grace. The lower portion of this grand tableau is a stark contrast, a vivid depiction of hell, shrouded in darkness and engulfed in the torments of the damned. In this infernal abyss, souls condemned for their sins face the grim reality of their choices, their anguish palpable in every brushstroke. One cannot gaze upon this monumental artwork without noticing the enigmatic figure of Charon, the boatman of hell, ferrying the souls of the sinners across the river Styx. Charon's presence serves as an unmistakable signifier of the lower realm, reinforcing the stark dichotomy between heaven and hell within the composition. Yet, amidst this divine duality, There exists a transitional realm known as purgatory, a place suspended between the realms of salvation and damnation. Purgatory serves as a temporary abode for souls awaiting judgment after their earthly demise. Here, they undergo purification, cleansing their souls of earthly impurities in preparation for the ultimate reckoning. The creation of the Last Judgment was a monumental undertaking, one that demanded an unparalleled commitment to artistic vision and technical mastery. The painting was commissioned amidst a backdrop of personal challenges, as the artist grappled with the constraints of physical health. It is a testament to Michelangelo's unwavering dedication that he pursued this ambitious project despite his ailment. The question that often arises is, how long did it take to bring this transcendent vision to life? The Last Judgment demanded 6 years of Michelangelo's tireless labor. A labor that extended into his 6th decade of life. Age, while a factor that may have slowed the artist down, could not diminish the fervor of his creative spirit. Now, let me regale you with an intriguing anecdote surrounding this monumental masterpiece. Cast your gaze to a corner of the painting, to a figure originally consigned to the depths of hell. This forlorn soul is none other than Minos, a denizen of the infernal realm, eternally bound by his own misdeeds. As the work neared its completion, an event of great significance transpired. The Pope himself, accompanied by his protocol officer Biazzo, embarked on a visit to behold the painting. In this sacred encounter, the Pontiff offered his critique, a critique that reverberated with an ironic and disdainful tone. He opined that the depiction of a multitude of nude figures within such a holy space as the Pope's chapel was profoundly displeasing. He went further to suggest that such a composition might be more fitting in a bathhouse or a tavern, where earthly pleasures and debauchery held sway. One can only wonder at the emotions that must have coursed through Michelangelo's heart upon hearing such a critique. The artist, who had poured his heart and soul into this monumental creation, must have bristled at the Pope's words. To receive criticism that questioned the sanctity of his work in the very place it was meant to exalt must have been a bitter pill to swallow. However, in the face of this critique, Michelangelo's genius and resilience shone through. His unwavering dedication to his artistic vision allowed him to persevere, and the Last Judgment stands today as a testament to his indomitable spirit. It remains a sublime work of art, a testament to the eternal struggle between good and evil, and a reminder of the enduring power of human creativity in the face of adversity. The story of Biazzo's critique and its subsequent transformation into Minos, bound in torment with a serpent coiled around him, is a remarkable tale of artistic retaliation and metaphorical punishment. Michelangelo's creativity and wit shine through in this instance, as he subtly conveyed his response to criticism within the very masterpiece that had been critiqued. But the story does not end there. Via's objection to his own visage being used as a symbol of suffering in hell adds another layer of complexity to the narrative. The Pope's response, claiming that hell is not a realm where papal intervention can alter the course of judgment, solidifies the idea that Michelangelo's work was meant to endure as a reflection of divine justice, despite earthly objections. It is, however, the posthumous challenges faced by the Last Judgment that truly captivate the imagination. The criticisms that likened the painting to a bathhouse or a brothel highlight the shifting cultural and moral landscapes of the time. The Renaissance era was marked by a tension between the revival of classical ideals and the entrenched morality of the Catholic Church. The portrayal of nudity, even in a sacred context, could be seen as provocative and challenging to the norms of the period. In the wake of Michelangelo's passing, the Catholic community's attempt to erase or censor the painting is a poignant reminder of the evolving societal attitudes toward art and its expression. The decision to have a disciple paint over the nude figures demonstrates the Church's desire to maintain a particular image of piety and propriety. The fact that Michelangelo left a self-portrait within the painting adds a layer of personal introspection to the narrative. The image of himself, depicted in a less than flattering light, serves as a symbol of his own self-doubt and spiritual introspection. It is a poignant reflection on the burden of his artistic gift and the fear of divine judgment. Your insight into Michelangelo's self-portrait is particularly astute. He indeed grappled with the weight of his talent and the human flaws that often accompanied it. The belief that he had squandered his God-given gift with worldly concerns and desires haunted him. His self-portrait as a shell of a saint is a profound statement, reflecting his inner turmoil and desire for redemption. Some argue that this self-portrait was also a reflection of his physical frailty in his later years, as he struggled with the limitations of age. Perhaps it was a reminder of his own mortality and the impending judgment that all souls must face. In the end, The Last Judgment remains a timeless masterpiece, not only for its artistic brilliance but for the layers of meaning it holds. It is a testament to the human condition, our ceaseless quest for divine grace, and the enduring power of art to capture the complexities of our souls and the world in which we live. Michelangelo's brush may have long stilled, but his legacy lives on, challenging and inspiring generations to ponder the mysteries of existence and the divine. The Magnificent David, a symbol of artistic prowess and human achievement that stands as a testament to the genius of the great sculptor Michelangelo. Indeed, this iconic statue has captivated the hearts and minds of countless admirers throughout the ages. Standing at an imposing height of 5.17 meters, David's towering presence commands attention and admiration. Crafted from the unforgiving medium of marble, it is not surprising that concerns about the statue's preservation and cleanliness have arisen over the years. Marble, while a timeless and beautiful material, is susceptible to the ravages of time and environmental factors, and maintaining such a masterpiece is no small task. Intriguingly, there are contemporary theories that suggest David might have been of average height or even slightly shorter than traditionally believed. This debate underscores the enduring fascination with the statue and the ever-evolving understanding of its historical context. While the height of David may be a matter of speculation, one cannot deny the remarkable achievement that this sculpture represents. Michelangelo's David was, without a doubt, a marvel of its time. The technology and materials available during the Renaissance era posed significant challenges for sculptors. And yet, Michelangelo managed to create a work of art that stood in stark contrast to its contemporaries. It was not just a sculpture, it was a revelation. The profound impact of David can be attributed to Michelangelo's unparalleled vision and dedication. He pushed the boundaries of marble sculpture, breathing life into the stone in a way that had never been seen before. The level of detail, the anatomical accuracy, and the sheer emotional intensity conveyed through the statue were groundbreaking. Your mention of Michelangelo's dedication to his craft is truly insightful. Creating a work of such magnitude is not a task for the faint of heart. It requires a lifetime of devotion and a willingness to sacrifice personal comfort and leisure. Michelangelo's own words, describing the physical toll of his work on the Sistine Chapel ceiling, resonate deeply. The contorted positions, the strain on his back, and the relentless focus required to bring his artistic vision to life are a testament to his unwavering commitment. While it is true that some legends may have exaggerated the extent to which Michelangelo painted the Sistine Chapel ceiling while lying down, the physical and mental challenges he faced cannot be understated. The mere act of looking up at the ceiling for extended periods, as many visitors to the Vatican can attest, can be physically demanding. This speaks to the immersive nature of his work, drawing viewers into a world of spiritual wonder and contemplation. Michelangelo's determination to complete his masterpieces, whether it was David or the Sistine Chapel ceiling, stemmed from a profound sense of purpose and devotion. He saw his art as a divine calling and was willing to sacrifice everything, even his physical well-being, to fulfill it. This unyielding commitment lies at the heart of the enduring allure of Michelangelo's work, an artist who gave his all to immortalize the beauty and complexity of the human experience in stone and paint. The profound imagery of God creating light and darkness, an eternal masterpiece that captures the essence of creation itself. As you've shared, close-up photographs from the recent restoration process of this work offer a rare glimpse into the meticulous craftsmanship behind it. The distinction between the left and right images, one being a drawing created with a steel pen and strong side lighting, and the other the actual finished appearance, is a testament to the intricate process that Michelangelo employed in his artistic endeavors. It's a glimpse into the artist's creative journey, marked by corrections and adjustments made along the way. Such a revelation underscores the dynamic and evolving nature of Michelangelo's creative process, where he molded and refined his vision as he went along. You've aptly pointed out the difference between the terms mural and fresco, shedding light on the technical aspect of this remarkable work. Fresco indeed translates to fresh in Italian, and this painting method involves applying pigment to wet plaster, allowing the colors to become part of the wall as it dries. It is an intricate and challenging technique, requiring precision and foresight in estimating the amount that can be completed in a day. As once the plaster hardens, there is no turning back. The texture and tactile quality of the painting, with its brush strokes and variations, become apparent when viewed up close. It is a testament to Michelangelo's hands-on approach to his artistry, where every stroke and every detail bore the mark of his meticulous craftsmanship. When viewed from Michelangelo's eye level, one can indeed sense the profound humanity in the work. It becomes evident that this masterpiece was crafted by human hands, each stroke a deliberate expression of the artist's vision and skill. The close proximity to the work allows us to appreciate the artist's process, to see the marks of creation left behind. It is when we approach a masterpiece closely that we can truly immerse ourselves in its world, appreciating the nuances and details that make it unique. These works, though monumental in scale, reveal a human touch, a connection to the artist's soul, and a certain intimacy that transcends their grandeur. Michelangelo's genius and artistry were recognized early in his career, and it is no surprise that his talents were in high demand. His commission to sculpt the tomb of Pope Julius II, a figure of great historical significance, further solidified his reputation as a sculptor of unparalleled skill and vision. The tomb of Julius II, where the Pope's legacy is preserved in stone by Michelangelo's hands, stands as a testament to the enduring impact of both artist and patron. Michelangelo's name, already rising as a sculptor of extraordinary talent, would become synonymous with artistic excellence and innovation. forever etching his legacy into the annals of art history. The Tale of the Tomb of Julius II, a monumental project that was meant to be a crowning achievement in Michelangelo's career, is a poignant chapter in the artist's life. The sheer scale of the undertaking, with the tomb towering at approximately 8 to 10 meters high and adorned with over 40 statues, speaks to the ambitious vision that Michelangelo had for this work. For an artist of Michelangelo's caliber, the selection of the right stone was of utmost importance in creating a masterpiece. He undertook the arduous process of seeking out the finest marble, traveling to the quarries of Carrara, where the precious stone was mined. This journey, spanning years, reflects the artist's unwavering commitment to excellence. However, the path to completing the tomb of Julius II was fraught with challenges. Despite Michelangelo's fervent dedication, the project faced discontinuation. At the time, Pope Julius II received advice on matters of architecture from Bramante, a prominent architect, who also championed a younger painter named Raphael. This complex web of relationships and rivalries added tension to the artistic landscape of the time. Michelangelo believed that Bramante had played a role in undermining his relationship with the Pope, sowing discord that ultimately led to the suspension of the tomb project. This suspicion gave rise to lingering bitterness and resentment. It is a testament to the intricate dynamics of the Renaissance art world, where talent and ambition often clashed. A remarkable painting, which you mentioned, adds another layer to this historical drama. In this artwork, Bramante is depicted proposing the demolition of the original St. Peter's Basilica to build a new one, with Raphael standing beside him. The figure that stands out, with a discontented expression and pursed lips, is none other than Michelangelo himself. This painting not only captures the moment but also symbolizes the rivalry and tension that existed among these artistic giants. The project to paint the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, which has since become one of Michelangelo's most celebrated works, emerged from this turbulent period. Bramante, it is believed, suggested to the Pope that Michelangelo should undertake the monumental task of adorning the chapel's ceiling. This proposal marked a significant turning point in Michelangelo's career, leading him down a path that would result in the creation of one of the most iconic works of art in history. The circumstances surrounding the tomb of Julius II may have been fraught with challenges and political intrigue, but they ultimately led to the birth of another masterpiece. The Sistine Chapel ceiling stands as a testament to Michelangelo's indomitable spirit and enduring legacy, a canvas upon which he poured his heart and soul, leaving an indelible mark on the world of art and culture. Michelangelo's eccentric personality and his steadfast dedication to his craft were indeed defining characteristics of the great artist. His refusal to take on the monumental task of painting the Sistine Chapel ceiling, despite the Pope's insistence, reflects his unwavering commitment to his identity as a sculptor. He believed that he was not a painter, but a master of three-dimensional art. One story that encapsulates Michelangelo's temperament illustrates the clash of wills between the artist and Pope Julius II. The Pope, curious about the progress of Michelangelo's work on the tomb, inquired when it would be completed. Michelangelo, known for his fiery temperament, responded assertively, and according to legend, he even picked up a bishop's cane to emphasize his point. His passionate nature led to him packing his bags and leaving for his hometown, an act of defiance that showcases his strong-willed character. However, The Pope recognized the significance of Michelangelo's talent and the importance of completing the projects at hand. To appease the artist and ensure the continuation of these ambitious undertakings, he agreed to pay Michelangelo the long-overdue wages for his work. This financial windfall was a substantial sum, especially considering Michelangelo's role as the primary provider for his family. It allowed him to focus on the projects that had defined his career. Indeed, Michelangelo's success extended beyond his artistic achievements. As the second son in a family of 4 brothers, he not only rose to prominence but also took on the role of head of the family, providing for his siblings. His financial achievements were notable, including a commission to create a book cart worth a significant sum in today's terms. In the bustling artistic environment of Renaissance Rome, Michelangelo found himself in proximity to other great artists of the era. While he embarked on the monumental task of painting the Sistine Chapel ceiling, the renowned painter Raphael worked nearby, creating his own masterpieces. The close proximity of these artistic giants underscores the flourishing artistic climate of the time and the exchange of ideas and inspiration that occurred among them. It's fascinating to consider the larger picture, one where the Pope's vision and Michelangelo's artistic prowess intersected, resulting in some of the most iconic and enduring works of art in human history. The clashes and collaborations of these brilliant minds shaped the Renaissance period and continue to captivate and inspire art lovers and scholars to this day. The dynamic between Michelangelo and Raphael, 2 artistic luminaries of the Renaissance, is a captivating tale of rivalry, admiration, and artistic influence. Raphael, 7 years younger than Michelangelo, found himself in the enviable position of working on significant projects at a relatively young age, including the creation of the famed School of Athens. Raphael's ability to secure important commissions from the Pope, placing him in close proximity to Michelangelo, added a layer of competition to their interactions. In the world of art, where recognition and patronage were paramount, each artist sought to distinguish themselves through their work. The School of Athens, a masterpiece by Raphael, is a prime example of the intellectual and artistic vigor of the time. It depicts a gathering of great philosophers, scientists, and thinkers from antiquity, with the central figures being Plato and Aristotle. This iconic painting showcases Raphael's keen ability to capture the essence of intellectual inquiry and philosophical discourse. Interestingly, within this magnificent work, one can discern Raphael's interpretation of Michelangelo's persona. The figure of Heraclitus, a Greek philosopher known for his solitary and contemplative disposition, is often said to bear a resemblance to Michelangelo as envisioned by Raphael. This portrayal suggests that Raphael perceived Michelangelo as a solitary genius, deeply absorbed in his work and lost in introspection. Raphael's admiration for Michelangelo's artistic prowess is evident in his desire to emulate and incorporate elements of Michelangelo's style into his own work. This influence is particularly noticeable when one examines the intricate details of Raphael's compositions, such as the musculature and anatomical precision reminiscent of Michelangelo's sculptures and paintings. Raphael's capacity for observation and his talent for absorbing and adapting the techniques and aesthetics of his contemporaries are indeed noteworthy traits. His ability to learn from and respond to the work of others contributed to his own artistic evolution and success. The Renaissance era, marked by a spirit of exploration, innovation, and rivalry among artists, served as a crucible for the development of artistic talent. Raphael's aptitude for adaptation and his willingness to engage in this artistic dialogue with his peers, including the formidable Michelangelo, cemented his place as one of the great masters of his time. The resulting body of work, including the School of Athens, continues to be celebrated for its intellectual and aesthetic contributions to the Renaissance period. Raphael's journey from his humble beginnings in Urbino, a somewhat rural area, to his rise as one of the greatest artists of the Renaissance is a remarkable testament to his exceptional talent and learning ability. Like Bramante, he initially hailed from a less cosmopolitan background but honed his skills while studying in Florence, the epicenter of Renaissance art. Upon arriving in Rome, Raphael found himself in direct competition with the likes of Michelangelo, and he proved himself to be a formidable contender, showcasing skills that were on par with the renowned master. Raphael's capacity to learn and adapt was truly outstanding. His artistic evolution demonstrated his ability to absorb and synthesize the techniques and aesthetics of his peers and predecessors. This skill is a hallmark of great artists, as it allows them to continually refine and expand their artistic language. Indeed, the ability to learn and incorporate new styles and methods into one's own work is a vital aspect of artistic development. It enables artists to push the boundaries of their craft and reach new heights of expressiveness. When one reaches a point where they can assimilate various influences and seamlessly integrate them into their creations, they have the potential to surpass even the most celebrated geniuses in terms of artistic expressiveness. The Renaissance period was marked by the emergence of several artistic giants, including Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Raphael. Each of these luminaries contributed unique and groundbreaking work to the world of art, leaving an indelible mark on history. However, there is a somber note to Raphael's story. He tragically passed away at a young age. There are multiple factors cited for his untimely death, with overwork being a significant contributor. His prodigious talent attracted a continuous stream of commissions, and he took on a considerable workload at a very young age. Some of his most astonishing projects were completed in his late 30s, showcasing an unparalleled level of productivity and artistic brilliance. One such monumental undertaking was the decoration of the Pope's private chambers, which rivaled the scale and importance of the Sistine Chapel. During this period, Raphael was also involved in the design of St. Peter's Basilica, a testament to his versatility and influence. Raphael's interaction with Michelangelo was marked by a competitive spirit. Recognizing the rivalry between these two artistic titans, patrons and peers often pitted them against each other, asking them to create paintings or works depicting the same themes or locations. This rivalry, while challenging, likely contributed to the artistic development of both artists and ultimately enriched the artistic landscape of the Renaissance. In the annals of art history, Raphael's legacy endures, not only for his remarkable talent but also for his remarkable ability to adapt and innovate. His tragically short life serves as a poignant reminder of the fleeting nature of genius and the profound impact that even a brief career can have on the world of art. The relationship between Michelangelo and other artists of his time, such as Sebastiano del Piombo and Raphael, adds another layer of complexity to the rich tapestry of Renaissance art history. Collaborations and rivalries among these talented individuals often resulted in remarkable artistic achievements. Sebastiano del Piombo, a Venetian artist, shared a close relationship with Michelangelo. Interestingly, Both Sebastiano and Raphael were commissioned to create paintings of similar size for a French cathedral, where their works would hang side by side. This arrangement naturally led to comparisons between their paintings and, by extension, Michelangelo and Raphael themselves. The subject of Sebastiano's painting was the resurrection of Jesus Christ, and Michelangelo played a role in providing artistic guidance. He even created a drawing to illustrate his vision for the depiction of Jesus Christ in the painting. This collaborative effort reflects Michelangelo's influence and guidance on the project. Raphael's work, on the other hand, portrayed a scene in which Jesus Christ met the prophets while below. Apostles attempted to heal a demon-possessed child. What made these two paintings particularly remarkable was the way they were designed to be viewed together. The images above and below complemented each other, creating a seamless narrative through hand gestures and light effects. In the spirit of artistic competition, it seems that Sebastiano and Raphael's works were compared, and ultimately, Raphael's composition was favored. This rivalry and comparison among artists were common during the Renaissance and often spurred creative innovation. Regrettably, Raphael's painting of the Transfiguration of Christ is considered his last work. It now serves as the altarpiece in St. Peter's Basilica as a mosaic. Viewing this painting in person evokes a profound sense of reflection and mixed emotions, given its historical significance. However, it's worth noting that Raphael's Transfiguration generated controversy in its time. The portrayal of Jesus Christ with a muscular and robust physique reminiscent of a Greek god, along with the depiction of saints and the Holy Spirit as fully nude figures, drew strong criticism. Some viewed it as an attempt to elevate Christian figures to the status of pagan gods, which was deemed blasphemous. One notable critic of the painting was Michelangelo Buonarroti, the Pope's chief of protocol, who suggested that the painting belonged in a tavern rather than a cathedral. This criticism did not sit well with Michelangelo, who was deeply protective of his own artistic vision. This rivalry and exchange of criticisms reflect the intense passion and conviction that artists of the Renaissance period held for their work. It also underscores the evolving nature of artistic expression and the clash of traditional and innovative approaches during that era. Michelangelo, ever dedicated to his craft, was not one to remain silent in the face of such critique, and his response, like his art, left an indelible mark on the history of art and culture. The story of the painting, its critique, and the subsequent alterations provide a fascinating glimpse into the evolving dynamics of art, censorship, and societal attitudes during Michelangelo's time. Buonarroti, who had criticized the painting, is humorously compared to King Yomra, or the ruler of the underworld, in your narrative, highlighting the severity of his objections. The criticism centered around the fact that the painting featured nudity, which was considered unacceptable within the church and society at the time. The controversy over the painting was so significant that it nearly led to its destruction. The work had indeed crossed a line in terms of what was considered appropriate within the religious and cultural norms of the era. However, the painting was ultimately spared from complete destruction due to the recognition that it had the potential to become a cultural artifact of historical significance. To preserve the artwork while addressing the concerns of critics, a form of censorship was implemented. Important parts of the nude figures, particularly the adult woman, were clothed in the revised version of the painting. This modification represented a compromise that allowed the painting to be preserved while conforming to the prevailing sensibilities. It's important to note that this censorship occurred after Michelangelo's death, meaning he did not witness these significant alterations to his work. The changes made to the painting, as described in your narrative, reflect the attitudes and priorities of the post-Michelangelo era. Interestingly, the term diaper artists was coined to ridicule the artists who worked on these modifications. This term, suggesting that they were primarily concerned with drawing diapers to cover the sensitive areas, captures the essence of the criticism and the adjustments made to the artwork. One intriguing aspect of the alterations is the use of color, with important parts painted in red while the blue areas remained uncensored. The reasons for these specific choices may remain a mystery, but they are emblematic of the complex and nuanced process of editing the artwork to conform to societal norms. The extensive revisions transformed the painting into a world that was, in many ways, disconnected from Michelangelo's original vision. It was a pivotal moment in the history of the artwork, demonstrating how societal expectations and censorship could impact even the most celebrated and groundbreaking works of art. In the end, the painting's survival and the changes made to it highlight the interplay between art, culture, and authority in the Renaissance era, leaving behind a legacy that continues to be a subject of study and discussion among art historians and enthusiasts. Michelangelo's architectural contributions were as significant as his achievements in sculpture and painting. His architectural commissions included several notable projects, some of which were realized, while others remained unfinished or underwent significant changes. One of the most famous unfinished projects was the facade for the Church of San Lorenzo in Florence, originally designed by Brunelleschi. Michelangelo had a wooden model constructed for the facade, but the actual construction was never completed, and the church's exterior remains unfinished, consisting of rough brick walls. This unfinished facade stands as a testament to the unrealized aspirations of the project. At the same Church of San Lorenzo, Michelangelo received a commission from Giulio de' Medici, who would later become Pope Clement VII. This commission led to the design of the Medici Chapel and the tombs of Giuliano and Lorenzo Medici. These architectural works reflected Michelangelo's mastery of sculpture and architecture, combining both disciplines seamlessly. Pope Clement VII also entrusted Michelangelo with the design of the Laurentian Library. One of the library's notable features is the extraordinary vestibule, which incorporates columns recessed into niches, creating a dramatic and unique architectural expression. The library's staircase, often described as appearing to spill out of the building like flowing lava, is considered one of the most sublime examples of Mannerist architecture. In 1546, Michelangelo took on the intricate design of the pavement for the Campidoglio in Rome. His ovoid design for the pavement demonstrated his commitment to creating complex and visually striking architectural elements. In 1547, Michelangelo assumed the monumental task of completing St. Peter's Basilica in Vatican City. The basilica had been originally designed by Bramante and had undergone several intermediate designs by different architects. Michelangelo revisited Bramante's original concept, simplifying and strengthening the design to create a more dynamic and unified whole. His contributions to St. Peter's Basilica are celebrated for their grandeur and enduring impact on the structure's overall design. It's worth noting that while late 16th century engravings depict the dome of St. Peter's Basilica is having a hemispherical profile. Michelangelo's original model featured a somewhat ovoid shape. The final dome, completed by Giacomo della Porta, leaned more towards the ovoid design. Michelangelo's vision, even in architectural projects, exemplified his ability to create structures of enduring beauty and significance. His work continues to influence architectural thinking and design to this day. In his later years, Michelangelo turned his artistic focus towards themes that reflected his contemplation of mortality. These works included several pietas and a sculpture known as the Victory, which may have been intended for the tomb of Pope Julius II but was left unfinished. The Victory sculpture depicts a youthful figure triumphing over an older hooded figure, bearing the features of Michelangelo himself. This composition captures the artist's reflection on the passage of time and the inevitable victory of youth over old age. The Pietà of Vittoria Colonna is a chalk drawing and belongs to a category of drawings known as presentation drawings. These drawings were often given as gifts by artists and were not necessarily studies for painted works. In this drawing, Mary's upraised arms and hands symbolize her prophetic role, and the frontal view of the composition is reminiscent of Masaccio's Holy Trinity fresco in the Basilica of Santa Maria Novella in Florence. In the Florentine Pietà, Michelangelo once again incorporates his own likeness, this time as the aged Nicodemus. In this sculpture, Nicodemus is depicted lowering the body of Jesus from the cross into the arms of Mary and Mary Magdalene. It's worth noting that Michelangelo damaged the left arm and leg of the figure of Jesus during the creative process. His pupil, Tiberio Calcagni, later repaired the arm and drilled a hole for a replacement leg, although it was never attached. Calcagni also worked on the figure of Mary Magdalene. The Rondinini Pietà, the last sculpture Michelangelo worked on, was left unfinished at the time of his death. Michelangelo had carved away so much stone that there was not enough material remaining to complete the sculpture. As it stands, the Rondinini Pietà has an abstract quality, which aligns with 20th-century concepts of sculpture. Michelangelo passed away in Rome on February 18, 1564. Just 3 weeks short of his 89th birthday. In accordance with his final wish, his body was transported from Rome to be interred in the Basilica of Santa Croce in Florence, the city he held dear. Following Michelangelo's death, his heir, Leonardo Buonarroti, commissioned Giorgio Vasari to design and construct the tomb of Michelangelo, a monumental project that took over 14 years to complete. The marble for the tomb was supplied by Cosimo I de' Medici, the Duke of Tuscany, who also organized a state funeral to honor the memory of Michelangelo in his beloved city of Florence.